Hello, everybody. Welcome back to IntyCenter. Another whip around FODEUSS on another wonderful day where the weather is drunk, but it's still a great day to, you know, defund, disband ICE, and stop fascism in all kinds of ways. So make sure you're staying strong, make sure you're staying involved, and make sure you're staying healthy and taking care of yourself. And now we're going to start today on a day where we get two different games rained out, but we had a pair of stars absolutely shine for Scythia of Ostenard as they just beat down Game of Thrones. Deacon White goes 4 for 4 with a homer. Denny Lyons is 4 for 5, missing just the double for a cycle. Bob Gibson wasn't at his best, but hey, it's a 15-10 win. We were tied at 2 heading into the fifth between performance enhancers and the Gales in November. And then in the fifth, the wheels completely fell off for old Hoss Radburn. The only outs he recorded in the fifth were run-scoring sac flies. He gets replaced by Guy Hecker. Hecker gives up a two-run homer to Tris Speaker, and then Josh Gibson says, hey, back-to-back homers are even better. They get 9 runs in the inning. The Gales win by 9. It's an 11-2 final score. After needing to rely on multiple bullpen arms to get the win in their resumed game against the Free Fallers, the Bandwagoners needed only the arm of Warren Spahn in the nightcap. Spahn tossed a beauty, complete game, 2-hitter, 1 run allowed. He struck out 2, he walked a pair. The Bandwagoners take that one 3-1. Brand new ball players and Jolly Roger also delivered excitement across 2 games. In the suspended game, the ball players took a 2-1 lead into the ninth. Leon Day retired Albert Pujols and Eddie Murray to open the inning, but Roberto Clemente made Fintybaum cream his pants again with a solo homer to tie it. And the next batter, Duke Snyder, hit a no doubt about it homer to walk it off and give Jolly Roger that 3-2 win. The nightcap tied at 2 entering the ninth, tied at 2 entering the 10th, and the 11th, and the 12th. Finally, in the 12th, it's a walk-off home run from Kirby Puckett. That means Jolly Roger wins both games on the day by the score of 3-2. Somebody get Jason Stark on the line, find out if that's ever happened before. Jeff Bagwell hits a 2-run homer in the first inning. And with Atlanta up 4-2 in the seventh, Huey Jennings and Hugh Duffy get on to set it up for Cleveland's own Big Ed Delahunty. And Delahunty hits a rocket right at Joe Torre, who catches the liner, steps on first. That's called an unassisted double play. The Animes escape that jam, and they take the game by that score, 4-2. Couple of absolute gems tossed on getaway day for the fourth game of the opening series. Vita Blue tosses a 4-hit shutout of New York State mound. He strikes out 9 and walks a pair. Amazings win 3-0. Then we've got Grover Pete Alexander going the distance against Let's Play 2. 6-hit shutout, strikes out 5, and the all-seeing Angels of Hernandez win that one 5-0. It did seem like maybe the Surfers and the Barons weren't quite ready to end their 4-game tilt. It was tied at 2 after 3 innings, and it was still tied at 2 when we got to the 12th inning. And even then, it was an unearned run that finally did it in. Pete Browning reaches on an error to open the bottom of the 12th. Johan Santana retires George Gore and George Hall, which again would have ended the inning if there had been a clean play to start the inning. Alas, King Kelly bats, King Kelly delivers. It's a walk-off double, doesn't even draw a throw home. And the Barons take that one 3-2. Francisco Liriano and Paul Skeens stifled Atlanta Animes in their series opener. They combined for a 5-hit shutout as Game of Thrones takes that one 5-0. We had a bit more drama in the opener between the Enhancers and the State of Mound. The Enhancers lead 5-3 heading into the ninth, but Mickey Cochrane and the pinch hitting Jim O'Rourke single to open the inning. Zach Britton got George Sales to hit into a double play, but the pinch hitting Frank Grant gets an RBI single that makes it 5-4. New York State of Mound send up another pinch hitter, this time Buck Ewing, but he flies out and Performance Enhancers hangs on for the 5-4 win. Believe it or not, that same day, even more drama, this time between Scythia and the Demon Bags. The visitors lead 4-3 heading into the bottom of the ninth inning, and Bill Foster retires both Cleveland's own Big Ed Delahunty and the man powered by cocaine, Tim Raines, to open the inning. So with two outs, a pinch hit single from Jack Myers keeps the inning alive, and an infield single from Jose Ramirez extends it further. Edgar Martinez singles to score. Myers ties it up. Another infield single, this time from Oyster Burns, loads the bases. Roy Campanella singles to score Ramirez. And gotta say that losing with Hosey scoring on some shit goblin baseball, that's got to hit extra hard in the gut punch for Sean. Demonbags take that one 5-4. Game of Thrones are going to wonder how they lost this one against Atlanta. They were up 5-1 as we entered the ninth, but error, triple, single, and it was suddenly 5-3. After another error and a pitching change, a two-run single from Orlando Cepeda tied it, and an RBI single from a pinch hitter. Who else could it be? Rogers Hornsby puts the visitors ahead 6-5. Bruce Sutter strikes out Charlie Smith to end a 1-2-3 bottom of the ninth, and the Animes take it 6-5. Greg Maddux took a shutout into the ninth against Reseda in the series opener, but he was replaced after giving up a single to George Brett and a double to Paul O'Neill. Mariano Rivera relieved. He got a sac fly from Elston Howard. That's the first out, but it also cuts the lead to 2-1. He gets a ground out from Little Vladdy that moves O'Neill as the tying run to third base, but a fly out from Bobby Grich ends the threat, ends the game. Let's Play 2 hangs on for a 2-1 win. Hey, there were two other nail biters on the 12th. Uh, we only have so much time on IntyCenter, though, so check them out. Lots of great action that day. Moving on to the 13th, and Fintybaum is in shambles. Ted Williams homers twice. He drives in six. The Barons top the ball players 11-5. Hey guys, stop me when this one sounds familiar to you. Jacob deGrom gets spotted a 1-0 lead in the first on a Honus Wagner solo homer. And his offense does nothing else the rest of the game against Dazzy Vance and John Smoltz. DeGrom gives up just 2 runs, but he takes the loss anyways. And we're going to end with Albuquerque just absolutely dominating every City Bandwagoners in every aspect of the game. Ed Walsh tossed a 4-hit shutout with 5 strikeouts and no walks. The all-seeing Angels. They get homers from Frank Robinson, Eddie Matthews, Babe Ruth, and Joe DiMaggio. They win this one 11-0, and they now sit at 38-29. And honestly, folks, it sounds like we are not talking about them enough as a possible title contender. That's going to do it for us this time on IntyCenter. We'll catch you next time for another whip around. FODEUSS.